Meet me in Sicily. You're sitting next to me under an orange tree, singing a song, sway in the fragrant breeze, blossom and honeybee, dancing a reverie where we belong.
Luna, what are you doing? At the beginning of the year, I amend the soil with nutrient-rich compost. This nourishes and revitalizes the health of the soil, which in turn helps plants to grow. I feel lucky to be able to get free bags of compost from my local municipality every few months, as the cost of soil amendments can be quite costly. I keep a worm farm in one of my raised beds, also known as the subpod, which is partially buried in the soil to allow red wiggler worms to move in and out of the bin. These champion composting worms eat the microbes in the soil that help break down food scraps and leftovers and reduce household waste. What the red wiggler worms leave behind is called worm castings, or black gold, which is highly prized in the garden for enhancing plant growth. I've been caring for my composting worms since I started gardening almost 4 years ago. Though I felt quite squeamish seeing worms in the beginning, I've learned to accept them for the eco-warriors they are. Healthy, diverse soil is the basis for a healthy garden. It wasn't until I started learning about permaculture that I truly understood the importance of what my little garden represents in the bigger picture of it all. In November of 2024, I embarked on a 6-month journey to receive my certification in permaculture design. As Penny Livingston, one of my teachers and a renowned permaculturist, defines it, permaculture is a design science, rooted in the observation of natural systems that aid in designing human settlements that have the stability and resiliency of natural ecosystems. While honoring culture and ritual, we learned how to make decisions that taught us how to think, not what to do. Through earth repair inspired by elders and regenerative farmers around the world, permaculture honors and adopts many key strategies and methods for stewarding the land with whole systems thinking. In the ethics of permaculture, the first is earth care. The earth is a living, breathing thing that must be cared for and tended to. Without ongoing nurture, the consequences will be too big to ignore. The second is people care. If people's needs are met in compassionate and simple ways, the environment surrounding them will prosper. Next is fair share. We are provided with times of abundance, which enables us to share with neighbors, friends, and family. Share the harvest, as they say. Lastly is future care. When we think ahead and plan for the future, we ensure the ability to thrive for generations to come. A selfless act as simple as planting an avocado seed now means years of food for your children and grandchildren. Showing up every week for almost 4 years, tending to the land and regenerating the soil, no matter how small of space, has given me incredible insight into the effort it takes to operate on a small scale. I have a big dream of owning a few acres of land someday to turn into an artist residency, and I like to think that my 12 by 12 garden now is preparing me and helping me to manifest that dream. If you're new here, my name is Lizzie. I'm the founder of my small business, Studio Mestiza, where I make handmade herbal products for skincare and for home goods such as ceramics and everyday items. Here at Studio Mestiza, we are always looking for ways to reinvest back into our business to not only streamline our production process, but to provide educational insight into our handmade products. Acquiring a distiller has been such a rewarding addition to our soap-making process, as it enhances the scent of our bars, adds beneficial skin-loving properties, and elevates the luxuriousness of handmade soap. We are always finding unique ways to document, savor, and celebrate the garden in each season, so we never forget the flora and fauna currently in bloom. By preserving our garden through hydrosols and then into soap bars, we're reminded of the hours it takes to cultivate our small patch of land prior to the harvest and appreciate the hours it takes to produce our handmade items afterwards in small batches.
been soaking, lying on the couch. If only you could see now. All this time working it out. What do you need to get free inside? When everything's changing all the time. There is a garden growing in the yard. There is a star falling in the dark. Isn't that just who we are? Isn't that who we are? What do you need? We can light up your dark. Whatever you feel's alright in my arms. Everybody loses their way. It's never easy staying dry in the rain. Everybody sometimes. Everybody sometimes. Meet me in Sicily. You're sitting next to me under an orange tree, singing a song, swaying the fragrant breeze, blossom and honeybee, dancing a reverie where we belong. Oh, meet me down the coast where all the lovers go. I see in you the most beautiful part. I don't know where it went, time or the words I meant. All I know is I've kept your song in my heart.
Here I have documented my journey distilling the very first batch of lemon balm hydrosol, harvested on the 22nd of May of 2025. Since then, I have distilled calendula, rose, chamomile, and rosemary, a medley of botanicals and herbs from the tea garden. Enjoy! So this thing I'm struggling with is if I should just put the whole stem inside the column or just pick the leaves, because the leaves are the things that smell really good. Oh, but the stem also has, okay, I'm just gonna stick it in there, all in there. I got a little bit more bunch because we're right at this point where we could go further, and it, you know, as it wilts, it'll keep going down, so I don't want to pack it in too much. It feels like there's still space to put in just a little bit more, so we're just gonna last bunch, I swear. So yeah, I was saying the copper will patina over time, and it'll have this nice kind of rustic feel to it instead of the sheen. And I think it's beautiful as it ages too, though I do love how shiny it is because it's brand new. I've never used it before. It's my first time distilling. So we're gonna put the savor in here, and then it should flip over. Okay, that's good. And the pot has now been filled with water. You can see the temperature. We're gonna put our gasket up here. Put that down around here. Make sure everything's nice and tight. There we go, nice and tight. Everything's good. You can kind of see here how it works, right? So the water that I filled into the basin, the steam will rise up and through to the herbs, which is why we wanted to leave some space for it to push through and not really pack it in. The steam hits cold, back into liquid, and we're gonna collect that liquid. So from here, we fill it with water. It comes up the column through the herbs, goes all the way to the top. It crosses from this column over, the steam is crossing over, and then once it hits cold, boom, collecting. So that's just a little bit of how this whole system works. It's happening! Extracting for essential oil, you do have to extract a lot just to get a little bit depending on the plant matter, so I'm only doing it for the hydrosol itself. Oh, I see a little bit of essential oil collecting at the top. It's a very faint line. It's kind of yellowish, brownish color. That's the oil that will sit on top because it's non-polar. It won't mix with the water, so it'll just kind of sit on its own layer on top. And the actual hydrosol is the thing that's dripping out into the bigger jug. All of this collecting is the hydrosol. Oh, it smells lovely. Is the essential oil. It's so tiny, we might not even have that much, but again, we're doing this for the hydrosol and not for the essential oil. Now with the hydrosol, however, the first, cup or two of it is usually the most potent. I've decided to stop the distiller now just because I have about, a little bit less than half of the jar filled, and I don't want it to be diluted any further. So here we have extracted our beautiful lemon balm hydrosol. It's kind of a foggy liquid, And I'm gonna filter it out even further because there's some little bits in there, but pretty much it's, you know, it's clear. And I can't wait to use it. It smells delightful. So here I have my SCOBY Hotel, which is for my kombucha. This has been sitting for a couple months, so it's pretty vinegary. Similar to apple cider vinegar, it can be used for a lot of different applications. And so what I'm going to do is actually mix a little bit of vinegar with the Hydrosol in a separate bottle. But I think a little bit of the kombucha vinegar would be best because it has a similar pH to our skin. Ooh, smells delicious. Do 2 dropperfuls. Shake that up. And then we're going to add a little bit of essential oil, which is our lavender. 5, 6, 7. 7 drops of lavender. About 5 drops of frankincense essential oil. Oops, 6, okay. And we're gonna mix it up. Ah, smells so good. Perfect recipe.